closer to the podium, and certainly a much richer payday.
No question about that. You see that Carlos Guerrero is waving Scott Goodyear and Christian Fittipaldi by. Boy, they were real careful to wait until they got right in front of race control before they did that. Carlos waved, Scott acknowledged, so did Christian, because you get caught passing without that wave by, it could be a very big problem.
Carlos Guerrero has a good head on his shoulders, because we saw him earlier move out of the way to let those leading cars go by. So he understands what's going on here, and he's aware of his surroundings, which gives all these other drivers around a lot of confidence when they come up to be on the same piece of track as Guerrero.
Our Honda helicopter has had to come down a little bit early. We want to thank them for some great shots, some wonderful speed shots on this course. The aerials overhead have helped make our day here at Road America as this great track celebrates its 40th anniversary. There's been some great racing programs. Got a lot of good old pictures. Cliff Tuffy, the original designer of the track and the guy who ran it for such a long time.
You get some good close-up pictures of the front of Paul Tracy's car. That front wing is not a Lola design. That is their own design. They have their own aerodynamicist, Martin Hanford, who works specifically with Newman Haas, and he came up with this front wing design that you see here on Paul Tracy's car. Michael Andretti also has it. It makes it 1% better on pitch sensitivity, and it also gives this car more downforce.
Villeneuve will restart from first position, then Tracy, then Vassar. Andre Ribeiro, Jan Beekes, is sitting in fourth right now.
That's right, and I think he's a guy, Paul, that you might want to watch on the restart. Remember, he's got the Honda power plant, and we have heard that that engine revs higher than any other engine here, well over 14,000 RPM, and most of the drivers that you talk to concede that that may be the most powerful power plant out there at the moment. Of course, where that will show will be on a restart and in qualifying, and now that they've had so many laps of caution, they don't have to worry about fuel. They can turn it up, they can spin it as high as they want. Look out for Andre Ribeiro. By the way, first time ever here. He didn't run here in the Indy Lights. He has obviously acquitted himself very, very well on this racetrack.
There's DeFerrin's car in the pits. He's going to climb out. He is done. We're going to get him in this order. The green flag, next lap white, then the checker. Just 2 laps of racing. 8 miles. There's the real question mark. Known for brave moves. Paul Newman, one of his owners, looks on. There's the green team as they are ready to go back green as soon as they come off the backside of the course. Johnny Rutherford in the PPG Corvette pace car trying to get as much distance as he can on the field. And then it rolls over to the control of Jack Villeneuve, the 27 car, the leader of the race. He can set his pace any way he wants climbing that hill.
And Tracy knows what he's going to try and do. But make no mistake about it, Villeneuve knows what Paul Tracy will try and do. And don't forget Vassar. Look at the line of cars here. Ray Hall has been through this scenario so many times. Anything could happen with 3 laps to go.
And as Jan suggested, there sits Ribeiro. Who knows what his power plant can do for him, or his skill.
Look how slow Villeneuve takes him through Canada Corner.
Interesting. You notice they're displaying a course condition flag there at Canada Corner. It's apparently very slick. And look at Villeneuve. He picks the pace up plenty early. Lagged off the car, but Tracy is right there. They both pulled away from Vassar. Not green yet. They're climbing the hill.
Oh, this is what we anticipated from Tracy.
There's the green.
You can.
Now keep an eye on him. Tracy coming down the hill. Ribeiro got around Vassar on the restart. No. Ribeiro still battling with Ray Hall on the restart.
Now here's where Tracy gets all his slingshots. He's very good off turn 3, and if he can get close enough, oh, he kicks the back out. Turn 5 is where he's made his brave moves. Oh, he's too far behind.
Down now through the woods, heading for Station 5. Key braking area, key passing area, but Tracy's not close enough.
He remembers what Carl Haas told him earlier. Think championship points. Most of your championship contenders are out. Oh, he's right behind them.
Boy, Tracy has matured so much this year. Been such a bright driver.
So many times he's fell off the road under pressure. Not this year. His displays in so many of the races, and particularly important when he had a mechanical failure running right at the front. 150 miles an hour off this corner, 180 through the kink.
Down to Canada corner, remember, course condition flag says it's slick down there. That's where DeFerrin was off. Tracy closes just a bit.
Villeneuve is very good under pressure. Very, very good. The more pressure you put on him, he does not make many mistakes.
Nothing changes at the front of the order. They'll see the white flag this time. 4 miles to go. Villeneuve, then Tracy. There's Vassar, Andre Ribeiro, Bobby Rahal, Fernandez, Pruitt, Fittipaldi. All answer the white flag. Christian Fittipaldi.
All in a line here. Scott Pruitt still hangs on to the back of Adrian Fernandez. And there's Christian Fittipaldi, who should have been right up with these leaders, except he lost track position with that fuel stop. And look at Johansson. Johansson running. He is running in 10th. He's in the top 10.
Parker Johnstone, who's off and on, back on, trying to make up, still at the tail end of the leader lap, running 13.
Emerson still running. You saw a quick glance of him running 15. Had that wheel problem earlier. But here's the battle. Can Jack Villeneuve hold off Paul Tracy?
He does seem to be somewhat quicker, though Tracy's been closing under braking. On the final lap, Tracy's trying to stick with him. Get under braking, closes just a bit, but Jack's faster off the corner.
Oh, Jacques kicks up the dust. He has the right side wheels over the curbing.
Looked down for a second, too, as he did that. Now back to that more traditional kind of head slightly cocked to the right as he moves into the kink.
Fastest part of the racetrack. Down between the trees.
Through Thunder Valley, Canada corner now.
Well, Ribeiro's making a challenge on Vassar. He gets closer.
Ribeiro, Rahal, they close. Coming to the final corner. Unchallenged now. Jack Villeneuve makes that final turn. Tracy drives her deep, but he protects second place as Jack Villeneuve climbs the hill, and he will take the checkered flag at the Texaco Haviland 200, the 4th win of his career, followed by a very heads-up Paul Tracy. Now there's the celebration down in Newman Haas. They're real pleased with that second place. Nothing changes as they come to the top of the hill. It's Villeneuve, Tracy, Vassar, Ribeiro, Rahal, Fernandez, Scott Pruitt, Christian Fittipaldi 8th, then Teo Fabi and Stefan Johansson rounds out the top 10. So where they won a year ago, they've done it again as Barry Green gets on the radio and congratulates his young champion. We come back, we'll be talking with him. We'll also have some highlights from the entire race weekend here at Road America. At Road America, the 27 car, Jack Villeneuve, now with back-to-back victories here where he scored his first win. He's now scored his most recent win. He, Paul Tracy right behind him, and Jimmy Vassar, first, second, and third, make the final turn that takes them into the winner's circle area. Boy, what a happy group they are going to be as the Team Green, Barry Green, Kim, the rest of the group, await the arrival now of Jack Villeneuve, who's slow for the first time today, coming around that final corner.
This is very much a team victory because they measured the fuel consumption and the downforce this car would carry right from Friday morning. So everybody in this team that makes the engineering and management decisions can be very proud of the effort they put in. And of course, they have Jacques in the cockpit to bring it home.
He scores the win and pulls a full race, 21 points ahead of his closest competitor in the points fight, Robbie Gordon. His third win of the season, Gary Gerald.
Yes, it is. We just got ourselves trapped on the wrong side of the car as he came springing out. We're working our way through some traffic as he works on the helmet, and we'll get over here and get a chance to get a word with this young man. He got his first victory here a year ago, and there were some concerns early today, but it proved not to be a factor. And Jacques Villeneuve now with the helmet off. We'll get him turned around here. Jack, congratulations. Now, we talked about concern early. I know this morning was not easy for you because there was a sensor in the shifting mechanism that was giving you all kinds of difficulty. How apprehensive were you when this race started that problem might still exist?
Well, I didn't really want to think about it because you don't want to think about problems. But the biggest thing was we had done only 2 laps, so we weren't really sure with the race setup. And we just opted for what we had on. We weren't sure if it was good, and it proved it was good.
It got hot, the track got a little more slippery, and you had a very low downforce setup. Did you slip and slide a bit?
Yeah, mostly with the full tanks. You know, my player's Reinhardt was really strong. Mostly after a few laps when the fuel went down a little bit, the car was really, really strong. And everybody in Team Green did a great job in Portland and here it went well.
And the young guy just gets better and better. Win number 3, and it keeps you right on top of the points. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jan?
Another guy with a great performance today, of course, Paul Tracy. Paul, first of all, how do you feel? How's that foot?
My foot's really sore. It's really swelled up during the race, and I was having a lot of trouble with it. But you know, the Kmart Budweiser car ran great. We made a mistake. I couldn't get it out of the pits. I was having a really hard time, and you know, we made our positions back on the track. That's what counts. And when it came down to the shootout, Jacques had a little more than we had, but I was this really feels like a win for the team because we had such a struggle all weekend.
It's amazing you could finish so high with that injury, but where was he quicker than you? Where can you maybe pick up speed next time we see you two guys battling?
Well, it just seemed like he had a better low downforce setup. He was a little quicker down the straight, and I could stay close in the turns, but once we got out on the open straightaway, he just pulled away a little bit. So, you know, I'm happy with second place. I think the crew is pumped up, and it's a good finish for the Kmart Budweiser team.
Interesting, of course, Paul Tracy won here in 1993, and when he got out of the car, he took his racing shoes off and unveiled lots of bandage as his ankle was severely injured then. The final results, Jacques Villeneuve takes the victory, his second here at Road America, his third of the year. Paul Tracy, second. Jimmy Vasser, 3 races in a row now, finished in the top 3 and has really closed in on the points battle. Running through the rest of the field with Pruitt, Christian Fittipaldi gets the most points for the highest finishing rookie. Teo Fabi, Stefan Johansson, a good run for Hubert Stromberger too, who even had an off but managed to finish up 16th. Cheever was able to continue and finish in 17th. And of course, most of these guys, DeFerran, Bosell, Greco, and Unser Jr., and Michael, all those guys not running at the end, and has really closed in the point standings quite closely now, with the exception of Villeneuve, has a 22-point lead over Robbie Gordon. Then Bobby Rahal, Scott Pruitt jumps up to 4th place. Paul Tracy also helps his campaign. Michael Andretti doesn't get any points today. And of course, Villeneuve picked up all the points possible with the pole leading the most laps, and also by getting the bonus point there.
A wire-to-wire win for Jacques Villeneuve and his third of the 95 season. Paul Tracy, boy, managed to get second spot despite the broken foot and no right side mirror for a 1-2 Canadian finish. Villeneuve stretched his lead in the drivers' points race now to 20 points over the defending champion Al Unser Jr., while Tracy was 29 points back. Jacques Villeneuve wins for a second straight year at Elkhart Lake, the year 1995. This is the Best of Kart on ESPN Classic Canada.